So listen, y'all, in today's course, we're going to talk about how to get paid thousands and thousands of dollars per month using Airbnb. First, you have to set up an Airbnb account. Once you set up the account, you choose a method of payout to the point where you will want to receive your funds, whether it be PayPal or your banking account. On here, it will say, it says, choose how you will get paid. And what they do is they offer bank transfers, ACH wires, PayPal, Pioneer, prepaid debit cards, Western Union. I would suggest bank transfers, or PayPal. But PayPal, a lot of people might do disputes, so just stick to bank transfers, you know what I mean? If it was me, you know what I'm saying? Next step, once you make the account, you're gonna choose how much you'll get paid. Depending on what type of home you have, whether you have a house or a condo, and also depending on the area, you will go off of how much you will charge. So if you're in a very high-end area, like let's say if you're in Miami and you're in Brickell or Coral Gables and you're in a pretty nice condo, depending on what type of condo and how many bedrooms, you can charge anywhere from $250 a night all the way up to $1,500 a night. So it just, you have to know your area, know what you're working with. Also, it's depending on how much the condo or the home you have costs. So if it's like $1 million home, of course you're probably gonna want $700, $800, $900 a night or more. Now, if it's like a $400,000, $300,000 condo, you could work out a deal. You could probably get $300 per day or less, but it's all about what you do a month. So right here, stating, when you get paid, the money you earn by hosting will typically be sent to you 24 hours after the guest checks in. When you host a longer stay, 28 nights or more, Airbnb will generally send earnings in monthly installments starting 24 hours after your guest arrives. Exactly when the funds arrive in your account depending on the payout method you select. For example, money usually arrives in one business day for your PayPal or Pioneer cards. Through the exact timing depends on where your account is located. You can check the status of the payout through the transaction history. That's all done through the app. So with Airbnb, you want to make sure, it's just with anything, that's just with me. When I do anything, I make sure I learn it to be the best at it. So if I'm on Airbnb apps and I'm trying to make sure I make the most money, I want to know everything that I can do to make more money. So if you have extra services in your house, like for instance, if they want, usually when I go to an Airbnb, people might want liquor. So you might have like a cabinet, it's like a hotel, where if they want liquor, you can charge like $100 a bottle. You know what I mean? And if they touch the bottle and you see that it's gone, you can actually get more money from the liquor that's in the house because you could tax like hotels tax. Other hacks you can do is, a lot of people do no smoking in their homes. And if somebody smoke, people always tend to smoke for some reason. That's $300 to $500. Airbnb will give you that. And also, if anybody breaks anything in your home, Airbnb can pay you up to like $12,000 or more, depending on what they damage. So as long as you file a claim through Airbnb, they'll make sure you pay. It's a lot of great things that you can actually do using Airbnb. So that's one of the good hacks. When you are using Airbnb, it is very, very, very important to make sure that you are taking the best photos of your home. Hire a professional to come in your home and take the best pictures, because when a person is looking at Airbnb, we look for the kitchen to be nice, the bedroom. Make sure whenever you make your bed, that day that you take that picture, it be the best sheets on there, the best pillowcases. The bathroom, the bed, and the kitchen is three most important things in the outside of the home and the neighborhood as well. So when people are paying that type of money that you're trying to make monthly, you want the best pictures, very, very professional pictures when you're dealing with Airbnb. That's number one. Number two, when a guest stays at your home, you want to make sure that every time, your main goal is to get the best reviews, because if they leave you 5 stars and great reviews, it causes other people to want to book your Airbnb. And like I say, it's the hacks, just like weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can actually go up depending on where you stay. So let's say if you charge $300 a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can actually jump it up to like $650, $700 a day, just off the reviews, just off of having good photos and stuff like that. So that's very important. Another thing that you can do, you can actually add more amenities. Like when you're dealing with people, you got to treat your home like a hotel. And even though it's your home, I understand it. Like it could be a house, and if your main goal is to start adding amenities. Like, I don't know if you might not have a pool, but you should add a pool that'll get more people, because if you add a pool, then if you add the heated pool, you could charge people an extra $300-$400 to make sure that the water's hot. It's just more money that you can, put into your house, but make more money as well by adding more amenities. How do you get your first Airbnb property? The first thing that you want to do is find a home that you want to actually either buy or you can rent. Now, if you rent, you need to ask them, would they let you do Airbnb? Most likely they not gonna let you do Airbnb, but you can try. If they do, the rules will be kind of stretched out. So it's better to own a home, like a townhome or a condo, but you definitely have to ask permission to make sure the condo or the townhome allows Airbnb. Most likely, if you ask an owner of a home that's renting, if they're not already doing Airbnb, most likely they don't allow Airbnb. So now if you're trying to buy a home, then go ahead and buy a home, find you a good lender, and put the down payment down, which might be 10% or 20%, depending on your credit. So if you do that, right after you do that, you're gonna close, you might start paying a month. Now, if you wanna like be on some like guaranteed money stuff and you know anxious or scared about getting an Airbnb, you could just, let's say if your mortgage is like $1,300, you can just shoot it up to $2,000 and get your money back plus profit every month, which is slow money. Or you could just do the Airbnb and make anywhere from $250 to $500 to $600. It just depends on what you want to make. It depends on what neighborhood, you know, how it looks and stuff like that. Long as you tripling your money, that's the whole goal. So the mortgage is going to come easy, especially if it's not a very, very expensive condo or something. If it's under $200,000-$300,000, the loan is going to be very easy to get. The mortgage is going to be pretty cheap and maintainable. So once you do that, put it on Airbnb and you'll go from there. Like I said, depending on how you dress it up, I will advise to hire like a nice interior decorator who does Airbnbs because they know how to set it up. Don't put nothing crazy expensive in there because people who rent always do break and steal. So you want to make sure that you don't put the most expensive stuff in there. You want to make sure that the home is probably kid-proof. You want to just make sure it ain't too much stuff of yours, like your personal stuff is laying around. So just imagine if you were doing $300 a day times 30 days. Even if you was doing $600 a day times 30 days on a home that you're only paying $1,300, $1,400 a month on. So that is the key to really getting rich on as far as Airbnbs, because a lot of people just stand in their homes and they're stressing about rent. Me personally, I will go stay in a cheap hotel and let my nice home make all that money while I'm just making, you know, because at the end of the day, let's say if you stay at the Residence Inn, right? And it's in the suburbs, you can probably stay in a Residence Inn for probably about $100 a day. $100 a day, that's a bag, but your Airbnb is making $300 to $600 a day. You get what I'm saying? So then you take that same money that you make in that profit, and then you take that down payment and put it on another condo or another home, and you keep doing it. And that way, now you got like 40 properties, and so much income is coming in wherever you stand is not affecting you. So that'd be keys and goals to certain things that people don't know. So in some cities, Airbnb is prohibited, and you guys must follow all the rules when dealing with Airbnbs because it can get bad for you. It actually can become a crime. So you definitely want to know what cities allow and what cities don't allow Airbnb. So what I want to let y'all know is any type of property works for Airbnb. You can even have an RV and rent it out for Airbnb. You can have a boat and it can be on Airbnb. All types of different properties work for Airbnb. People have like farms on Airbnbs. People have like little camper houses. Like, just know any property that you own, you can damn near put it on Airbnb, and it could just be like for money and experience. It's like all types of stuff is on Airbnb right now. So the good thing about Airbnb is you can make more money, and a lot of people are getting away from the hotel situation because they want a different experience. Some people feel like hotels don't have enough privacy, like actually being in a home, or they might want to just go to a city and experience a big house or a nice condo or something like that. So that's the reason why I feel like Airbnbs are actually taking over. Now, if you are watching this course, you would know that I'm about making money and I'm teaching y'all about making money, and it's all types of hidden secrets in Airbnbs. That's a good thing for us as far as us making money. So when we are dealing with people, we know like, okay, like I said, you treat your Airbnb like a hotel. So you might lay some stuff around that you let them know in a rule book. So you make a big rule book, you put all your rules, like you got the liquor right here, the liquor section, you have the snack section, but everything has a price on it. And if you take it, you can get charged. So you can actually really turn your Airbnbs into like a hotel. And a lot of people just strictly just dealing with the Airbnb, you know, and not thinking about the extra stuff that comes along with it. You can actually have a car service that you offering. Like when they come to the Airbnb, you can come to them and let them know like, hey, I got Lamborghinis and Huracans and this and that. And, you know, if you need a car or if you need this or if you need that, you know, so you can actually pull more money in just by having an Airbnb. Airbnb account. Also, what I like about Airbnb is you don't have to go to restaurants and stuff like that. You can actually have somebody, you can hire a chef, you can actually cook yourself. Some people don't like restaurants, some people like to cook in the house. So you get a full kitchen and it makes you feel like you're at home without being in a little hotel, especially if you were like 4 people, because most hotels only got 2 beds. And if you got a party of 6 people, that's when Airbnb come into play. So if I was you guys, I would invest into a house with at least 3 rooms or better, because those houses always get booked, because those people are always looking for more space for the money that they're trying to pay. Instead of paying $600 for a 1 room with a single bed or 2 beds in the same room with no privacy, Airbnb, you actually get your own room. So that's what people enjoy. Like I said, if it's your first time doing Airbnb and you just want to try Airbnb, why don't you just try it for a week, go stay with a friend, see how it works for you, see what happens. And if it do good, just keep it going and start working on your next property, because if you see success within the first week and the months is going by, you're doing really, really good, start working on your next property and your next property and your next property until you just have a lot of money coming in. Don't count the money, just look at it, take all the profit, put that deposit towards the next deposit and the next deposit and the next deposit. And what Airbnb is going to do is, let's say if you got the mortgage on the first Airbnb, and let's say if that's $300,000, all the money that you're going to make from these Airbnbs every month is going to just pay for itself. So that $300,000 debt is going to be paid for soon. You're just basically taking properties and letting them pay for themselves. So it's a good investment that people don't really pay attention to. All right, so listen, one of the finesses that you can do with Airbnb, if you cannot get a loan on a home, right? Because I know a lot of people probably like, my credit is messed up. I just can't get into property right now. So what you can do is you can meet with a realtor who, have properties. So if you have a realtor that has properties, you can link up with your realtor and they can link with the owner. And you can ask your realtor, is it a way that I can have short-term rental people, in a property all the time? And if they say yes, versus saying just straight Airbnb, because they're going to say no. But if they say yes, that's a way that you can finesse into getting their property and using this as an Airbnb. You have to word it like that, because if you say yes for Airbnb, they're going to say no. But if you say, hey, I would like I'm really trying to get this property for, short-term rental, people who always on vacation, they might go. So in other words, that's Airbnb for us. And most likely they will bite, because if you can show them that you can pay the rent for 6 months to a year, especially if you got the money to pay up for the year, because like I said, you might not have the proof for the loan, you might not have your taxes filed or whatever it is, but you can get them people that year or that 2 years, they might say, you know what, cool, and then you can, as long as you play the property right and make sure their property is protected, because you got to treat the property like it's not yours, because it's not yours, then you can go ahead and, set up Airbnb and start making a whole lot of money. A lot of people sleep on Airbnb, which they do not have to. The home that you're living in right now can make you thousands and thousands and thousands a month. You just have to think about putting it on Airbnb and just going from there. It's actually free to list it. Yes, Airbnb has fees, and yes, they're going to charge what they're going to charge, but the money that you're going to make is going to be so great. Plus, if somebody comes in your house and mess up something, Airbnb is going to make sure you get your money back, so you're not losing anything. So, take advantage. Now, when you are using Airbnb, you definitely, in the description, now I don't know if you're using Airbnb like it's supposed to be used, or you are using Airbnb hiding the fact that you are renting somebody's property and you don't supposed to, because it's 2 ways. So the people that do that, what they do is, in the description, they put, when you show up to the property, you end up meeting them, the person, whoever is renting to you, which is called the host, right? So when you meet the host literally gives you the keys and actually takes you to the unit and lets you stay in there. And then in the morning when you get up, the same host will meet you again to get the keys again. Now, if you're the host, you have to let them know in the description that I'm going to be meeting you, because some people, if it's a condo, they will show up at your condo talking about, I'm here for Airbnb, this person, that person, this unit, that unit. And the host will get in trouble. You know what I mean? So you put all your rules in the description. You know what I mean? One of the number one things about Airbnb as well, when you are hiring people to clean your house, you want to make sure that they do a great job. You might be out of town. You want to make sure that housekeepers are doing a great job. Making sure they always wash, making sure ain't no hair around, sweeping, mopping, making sure the house is very clean, because I stayed in a few Airbnbs before and it wasn't that great of cleaning. And I feel like the reason why they treat the homes like that is because they know the owner is nowhere around. So you want to make sure that the home is very, very clean, because it's just like going in the hotel room. Nobody wants to go in the hotel room and see dirty sheets or a bad odor, smelling like cigarettes or smelling like weed or stuff laying around, trash, stuff. So you want to make sure that it's very clean, and you want to make sure it's always options of things. Like you want to make sure that you have all the cable channels. You want to make sure there's plenty of tissue, plenty of towels. You want to make sure it's hand soap. You definitely want to make sure when you're dealing with Airbnb, you want to treat the Airbnb like how you want your home or your hotel to be when they go in there. As far as money, if you do it, the stars gonna be high, and people gonna see the ratings on it, and they're going to want to book it, and you decide your price off of what you leave the last people that was in your home. You know what I mean? It's just how stuff goes when you provide good service, you make more money. That's just how it goes. Me, I think the best cities to get Airbnb is California, Miami, Texas, and Chicago. Those are like the best cities, I feel like. Las Vegas as well. Las Vegas, Arizona as well. Now, the reason why I say these places is because, especially Miami, anywhere a city that has a lot going on, like a lot of music festivals, a lot of restaurants, a lot of tourists, that's where you want to have your Airbnb. You can overly charge, and people are going to pay. As long as it's nice and long as it's spacious, they're going to pay what you want. So I'm talking money, like money you've never seen. And it's the opportunity is right there for you right now. You know what I mean? You just got to take it. So you definitely want to look at where music festivals are always going on, and where it's always packed at a lot. So Vegas is a nice place. California is a nice place. Miami is a nice place. So, I mean, Florida, actually, everywhere. Florida is always crowded. You just start an Airbnb off. You don't have a lot of nice stuff in your home, and you trying to you do not have to put the most expensive stuff in there. You can actually go to Burlington, Ross, Walmart and stuff like that, just to get little decorations, because you don't want the home to look too plain. You want people to actually come in there and just look around and actually be excited. Like I said, you just treat it like how you will want to come into a place. You don't want to plain Jane place that you're trying to charge $300 a night. You know what I mean? You want to decorate it. You want to have nice sheets. You want to have you want the bathroom to look cozy. You want some rugs. You want the kitchen to be decorated nice. Just all types of stuff that just looks nice in your Airbnb. You don't have to worry. Airbnb is definitely going to cover it if it gets stolen, but it's definitely want to keep on top. All right, so look, man, I appreciate everybody that's buying my courses. I got the tour course coming next, and a few more courses on how to never go broke again. It's gonna be like an hour course. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive, but I will show you step by step on how to never go broke again, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube, my Snapchat, my TikTok, all my social media accounts, man.